I think most of us at one time or another have worked incredibly hard to achieve something. Perhaps it was a promotion, a qualification, building a successful business, raising a family, or finally getting everything under control, as if that ever happens. And then almost before you've had time to enjoy it, your mind has moved on to the next thing. For a while, there's satisfaction, maybe even relief, but it doesn't last long. And then you're starting the next job, working harder, trying to do a little more. And of course, to many people, this is how ambition works. And that does get you a long way. Healthy ambition can be a wonderful thing. It gives us purpose, encourages us to learn, helps us build meaningful lives. But sometimes achievement quietly becomes the way we measure our own worth. Not consciously, because most people, in fact, I don't think anyone would ever say, I only matter when I'm achieving. Yet if we're honest, some of us find it very difficult to feel comfortable when we're not being what we think of as productive. A quiet afternoon can feel strangely uncomfortable. Sitting still can bring a sense we ought to be doing something useful. Even praise can be surprisingly difficult to accept because almost immediately we begin thinking what we haven't finished. That can become exhausting, but not because of the work itself. Many capable people enjoy working hard, but it's interesting when the achievement becomes responsible for carrying something it can never provide. So chasing one achievement after another can be rather like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in. No matter how much you pour in, it never quite fills up. Now, achievement can bring recognition and it can bring financial security. But what it can't always do is create a lasting sense that you are enough. Because every achievement eventually becomes normal. The promotion becomes your job. The qualification is framed on the wall. The successful project is quickly replaced by the next deadline, and the finish line keeps moving. Over the years, working with many clients, I've noticed lots of people develop patterns around responsibility and achievements for very understandable reasons. Perhaps being dependable or capable became important. And maybe praise came more easily when you were useful rather than when you were existing or having fun or doing something else. And these patterns often serve us remarkably well. And there's nothing wrong with having a pattern. They help us in our lives. They help us to build our careers, care for our families, become the people others rely on. They're not flaws, they are adaptations. But I think it's rather sad that so many capable people spend years trying to prove something that may never have needed proving in the first place. Because somewhere along the way, many of us forget that our value isn't something that we have to earn every single day. If your value depends on what you achieve today, tomorrow you have to achieve something else. Imagine instead being able to enjoy your achievements without them needing to define you. Working hard because that's what you choose to do, and then resting or having fun with none of that guilt. Taking the time to celebrate what you've done before rushing onto the next target. So still ambitious and still capable, but no longer carrying the quiet pressure to prove that you deserve your place. And for many people, that shift is life-changing. And it doesn't happen through trying harder. It begins by recognizing that adaptive pattern. Once you see it, you have choices you didn't have before. That's a new pattern. And if any of this feels familiar and you'd like to explore it in a safe, informal chat, I'd be very happy to talk with you. Because sometimes recognizing one long-standing pattern can change far more than you ever expected.